In August 2019, New Zealand became the first country to legally back organizations paying employees in digital rather than fiat currencies. Crypto salary payment has been happening in South Africa, Australia, Japan, UK, and virtually all European countries for some time now. And TRASTRA is a solution designed specifically for people who want to spend cryptocurrency they receive as remuneration through our Visa-issued crypto debit card. So being paid in crypto is, therefore, a natural progression. But let's dig a little deeper. Hey, this is Anton, your favorite head of content, and today we're going to talk about how great it is to be paid entirely or partially in crypto, and what are the underwater rocks to watch out for in this scenario. After all, as interest in this form of remuneration grows, European and global employers, as well as digital nomads, remote employees, and freelancers are eager to understand the risks and practical considerations. As for the merchants and contractors who can accept crypto as payment, they have to first decide if they should. And believe me, there's a lot to consider here. So let's dive in. What's great about getting paid in crypto? Well, if you're watching this, you probably know this already. Crypto payments are immediate because when you accept crypto as payment, you cut out the middleman, the bank. So that means that you don't have to wait for clearing verifications and all that stuff that banks do while deposits are pending. So with crypto, transactions are instant. Your wallet is funded in seconds and you're free to spend your crypto as soon as you receive the notification on your mobile app. Crypto is infinitely cool. Even if you never process a single payment with Bitcoin or Ethereum, just giving your customers the option can be great for branding. Crypto is a hot trend and most businesses don't accept it. That puts those that do way ahead of the curve and right into the cool class. Low fees. Receiving and more importantly, paying out a salary in crypto is basically free. I know you're thinking, hey, I'm getting my salary for free from a bank anyway, but consider you're a foreign employer using a foreign bank to get you paid at your local bank on your native soil. You may not feel it, but your employer certainly will feel the bite. Whereas transferring crypto to your TRASTRA wallet from an external wallet is free. You can exchange crypto inside the app, you guessed it, for free, and shop till you drop. Security. TRASTRA has a 5-layer security with a multi-sig system by BitGo, 2-factor authentication, SSL encryption, device authorization, and we have support staff to die for. So if there's anything, you know who to talk to or write to, and basically when it's time to run to mama, in the case of TRASTRA, you always know who the mama is and where she is. Consumer adoption. Bitcoin had an excellent 2 years, and I'm not talking about its price movement. I'm talking about a notable amount of adoption in the latter half of 2020 and Q1 of 2021, as several mainstream companies such as MicroStrategy, MassMutual, and some others bought copious amounts of Bitcoin and compensated their contractors and board members in crypto.
Charges for the Bitcoin that you're holding. Walk us through your latest strategy.
Well, you know, we're leveraged long Bitcoin. We've got a 10-year view, and our view is that Bitcoin is an open digital property.
Many movers and shakers in the financial markets are convinced that cryptocurrencies are entering what's called an acceptance stage on its adoption journey. And if you manage to convince your boss to pay you in Bitcoin as well, you too are moving to the next level. No more credit card transaction fees for merchants. This is not actually a cryptocurrency salary related, but merchants pay transaction fees for the privilege of offering their customers the convenience of using a credit card. If you don't take plastic, you'll lose business. It's that simple. And if you do, you'll pay 1.3% to maybe 3.5% per swipe, plus a flat fee, usually about 10% per transaction. And cryptocurrency transactions, on the other hand, can be made for close to nothing or nothing at all, though. The same goes for receiving remuneration. The payouts are made in just a few taps and without the need for involving a CPA or a CFO or I don't know. I've been getting paid in crypto for so long, I don't even know who's involved in the process in real life anymore. So in practical terms, your salary payment could be as direct as a wire transfer if you and your payer or payee hang on to the two ends of the wire. As an employer, you create an account on TRASTRA that provides employees with immediate payouts in cryptocurrency, have your employees order the card or issue the card to them, and you can use the virtual IBAN functionality that's included with the card to purchase crypto you earmarked for salary payouts. Or you can use external wallets to simply transfer the funds to the employee's wallet hosted on TRASTRA. Yeah, there you have it. Like I said, straightforward, fast. Okay, so the thing to remember is that cryptocurrency is still an unfamiliar subject to most, and therefore not widely accepted as the means to do payroll. So before you rush into anything, taking a payment in crypto, consider the following. Even with inflation, a dollar today will be worth roughly the same in a few days, weeks, or even months. Not the case with crypto, unfortunately, an asset class defined by stomach-churning volatility. What I mean is, if you had received one Bitcoin on June 15th, for example, you would have been paid about $40,500. Just 6 days later, on June 21st, your payment would be worth just about $32,000, and that's not unusual at all. If that would have happened with in the cash world, I mean, I don't know, people start, jumping out of the windows. Salary versus bonuses. Okay, so I don't want to go too deep into how things are in the US, but just mention in passing that freelancers can accept payments in crypto, as can businesses. They're protected by what's called a Fair Labor Standards Act, which mandates, however, that employers pay wages in cash or negotiable instrument payable at par. Needless to say, the majority of cryptocurrencies is neither, unless you and your payer agree on transacting in stablecoins such as USDC, in which case the whole point is basically moot. Nevertheless, you need to pay attention to it and make sure that your payer or payee does the same, because in Germany and pretty much the rest of Europe, the situation is kind of similar. Like for example, in Germany, there's this thing, it's an important regulation, it's called Reg 107 GEWO, let's call it Reg 107 for my sake, which states a simple principle that wages shall be calculated and paid out in euro. Some argue that Reg 107 only covers the actual compensation for services rendered, and that bonuses, tips, honorariums, loyalty comp, and all those other types of non-salary payouts are not included. In other words, Reg 107 does not apply to cases in which tokens are in addition to a salary as opposed to part of the salary. Risk of underpayment. Here's another important point. In Austria, for example, there's no legal minimum wage. However, mandatory minimum wages can be set out by the collective bargaining agreement, what's called a CBA, applicable to a business. So if the volatility factor comes into play, and if employees were paid their entire remuneration in a cryptocurrency, the actual value of their monthly compensation would depend on the exchange rate of the respective cryptocurrency, which could change rapidly. While employees could benefit from an increase in exchange rates, they could also be impacted by massive exchange rate losses. Falling exchange rates could result in the salary suddenly falling below the mandatory collective minimum salary. Underpayment, including due to exchange rate fluctuations, could subsequently lead to considerable financial exposure for the employer. The employer would not only run the risk of employees claiming the difference, but also of authorities imposing fines for wage dumping. And this landscape's pretty much the same throughout Europe. In the UK, although in the UK there's minimum wage and there's amount of the actual pay that's determined by several factors. We're not going to go into that, but contractually, the rights and duties in relation to wages are governed by individual contracts of employment. As well as in Austria, if the value of the cryptocurrency falls versus pound sterling, employers may find themselves in breach of national minimum wage requirements. It is therefore conceivable to actually avoid this by paying a portion of salaries in cryptocurrencies, topped up with GBP. Simple. The usual suspects. Now, if you're watching this, you probably already read up on subjects like crypto crime, hacking, scams, the fact that they're pretty commonplace in our space, and that if your account gets hacked, you fall victim to a scam or some other crime, your funds are gone for good. Just watch out for that and watch the video on the subject of how not to get scammed. We've posted recently, and just be careful. And that's it. Cryptocurrency is pretty tightly regulated, although there's still a lot of gray area. In fact, I would suggest subscribing to our channel, because the video on how crypto is actually regulated in the European Union is coming up in a few days. Make sure to hit the bell so you don't miss it. But we have to face it that it's not the crypto is not traded on the stock market. It cannot be bought or sold directly in ETFs, and it isn't traded on standard currency exchanges. And in order to receive payment in cryptocurrency, you'll have to open an account, learn how to deal with digital wallets, how to go through KYC, how to deal on special exchange. And in short, it's a pretty steep learning curve, but you'll manage, I'm sure. Taxes. Oof. Was hoping to avoid this one. And you know what? I'm gonna, because the TRASTRA CEO Roman Potemkin has posted a brilliant piece on taxes in the crypto space on Hacker Noon. I'll leave the link to it in the description. Check it out and let us know what you think on Twitter and all our social media accounts. I, for one, will certainly be unable to add anything coherent to it, except with crypto, you have to be able to take the good with the bad. And as long as you're able to preserve that philosophical meticulousness that's a must when dealing with taxes, any taxes, not necessarily crypto, you're going to be just fine. Also, remember that when you buy crypto and leave it in the exchange or in your digital wallet, you don't have to pay taxes on it. But if you use it as a medium of exchange, if you swap it for goods or services, if you sell it for euros or trade it for a different kind of cryptocurrency, it's taxed based on capital gains or losses. And always, all the time, consider asking professionals for help, at least, during the first year of trading or any kind of involvement with cryptocurrency. Especially if you're planning on getting paid in crypto or paying somebody else in cryptocurrencies. And that's the final thought for today. I'm gonna leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Later.